Okay, we'll call the meeting to order. Good morning, everyone. No one has to be excused. Is there anyone in the gallery?
Todd will probably have to activate Clarence.
I did. You're good to go now, Clarence.
Sorry, Todd, I always get ahead of you.
That's okay. I was listening, and when you started to go, I pressed the button.
Thanks, Todd. Okay, we'll go to the minutes from September the 10th, which were circulated. How do you wish to handle them? Kelly, move as circulated.
Yes, please.
All in favor? Those are passed. Are there any post-agenda items? Seeing none, could we have a motion to approve the agenda, please? Got Tracy, all in favor? That is also passed. We'll go on to subdivisions. And who wants to handle it?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, so we received an application for a subdivision of land in the southeast of 31-2014, which is directly adjacent to the village of Dutchess. This application is to create one new parcel of land, approximately 1.866 hectares, or 4.61 acres in size. This parcel is cut off from the remaining portion of the quarter because of Highway 550. So they want to separate the portion of land that's north of the highway from what is south of the highway to be sold and consolidated with the adjacent lands on the north side of Highway 550. So the parcel is currently zoned fringe, and in the fringe district of the land use bylaw, it does state that a cutoff parcel may be approved if there is a feature that creates a significant physical barrier to use of both sides as a unit, which Highway 550 is that barrier in this case. There are no wetlands, environmentally significant areas, or historical resources on the quarter that we need to deal with. There's none there, so that's great. The application does fall within the Village of Dutchess Intermunicipal Development Plan area. So this was circulated to the committee, and the Village of Dutchess responded that they had no concerns with this proposed subdivision. The notice of application has also been circulated to adjacent landowners and affected parties. Alberta Transportation did reply that they are in favor of this proposed subdivision. Fortis Alberta replied, and they would like an easement to be registered prior to the finalization of the subdivision. Canada Post had no comments, TELUS had no comments, and we did not receive any comments or concerns from adjacent landowners or any of the other required referral agencies. So conditions that can be considered are that all outstanding property taxes be paid and that the subdivided parcel be consolidated with the adjacent lands to the north. Municipal reserve is applicable in this subdivision application because it is not the first parcel out of the quarter. So there are some options for municipal reserve. Municipal reserve can be taken from the proposed parcel, so 4.61 acres, and that can be paid as cash in lieu, which is a approximately $3,227. So there's also a deferred reserve caveat on this title that was placed on the land at a historical subdivision. So that deferred caveat is for 12.37 acres. So there is an option that the applicant pay that deferred reserve, right now, or that can remain on the remnant parcel. So those are two options, and the other option is that the municipal reserve for this portion of land be deferred to the remnant parcel. So that would leave 4.61 acres plus 12.3 acres to be paid at the time of further development. So it is recommended by staff that MPC approve the subdivision for the southeast of 31-2014 to create one new vacant parcel, approximately 1.866 hectares or 4.61 acres in size. And the conditions are recommended that that all outstanding property taxes be paid, and that the municipal reserve be taken on the 4.61 acres proposed lot at $7,000 per acre as per the County of Newell Policy 2016 PAD 057 for a total of $3,227, and the deferred reserve caveat registered on the title for the 12.37 acres remain on the title for the remainder of the southeast of 31-2014. And the actual acreage and amounts will be determined at the final stage of the subdivision. I think that's it for me.
Thanks, Maria. Questions, comments, clarifications? Anyone? Anne-Marie, and then Lionel.
I'm confused about the municipal reserve. If we subdivide this strip and it's going to be consolidated with the parcel to the north, shouldn't that be considered as one parcel, and whatever reserve is left on that one parcel either stays as a caveat or gets paid completely?
Go ahead, Maria.
So the portion of land that's being subdivided will be consolidated with what's north of the quarter, and that portion that's being subdivided, now we're able to take municipal reserve on it, not the portion that's being consolidated. So we have the opportunity now to either take the deferred reserve only on this titled portion of land. And maybe I'm not understanding exactly what you're asking, and I can explain. Maybe I'll try to explain better. So there is a deferred caveat that can either be paid or not paid, plus this portion of land can either be paid or deferred. So I guess MPC needs to decide if you want to pay the whole thing, so then everything is fresh. The applicant can pay everything cash in lieu. So that would be the deferred reserve caveat of 12.37 acres plus this portion that's being subdivided now at 4.61 acres. So the total municipal reserve would be 11,886 acres. And then there would be no deferred caveats left on any of the titles, and subdivisions happening further then would be dealt with as a fresh piece. Or you could keep the deferred reserve caveat on the remnant parcel, so anything south of the highway, and what's north of the highway could be paid as cash in lieu. So if it's consolidated with the piece to the north, then if anything happens to that piece going forward north of the highway, then it would be a fresh start as well, if that answers your question.
It does. Thanks, Maria.
Lionel?
I guess my question was about the deferred reserves also. Sometimes they tend to get confusing for me, and this is one of those incidences. But I've got it figured out, so as long as you've got it written down and figured out, I guess we'll be all right. Because I don't have. On that note, I will make a motion to accept.
Okay, now you're accepting with option 2 where they would be paying 3,227 in reserve, is that correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Recommended by staff. Further questions, clarifications? Seeing none, I will ask the question. All in favor of the motion? Opposed? Seeing none, that is passed. We'll go on to development permits, and Shanali, go ahead.
Okay, development permit 2020053 is for the approval of an existing single-family dwelling, existing garage, and 2 decks, as well as the construction of an addition, specifically a screened-in back porch. According to the assessment records, the house was built in 1980 and the attached garage was added in 1993 in Tilley. The applicants would like to build a screened-in porch on top of their existing deck. They are requesting a variance to the side yard setback of 4 feet. They're requesting a variance to the setback between the house and the detached garage of 6 feet. We are, there was no issues or concerns from staff. There was no response from adjacent landowners, and we're recommending approval with conditions.
Thank you, Shanali. Questions? PC? No further inquiries, then I'd ask for a motion for the same. Yubi moves. Further discussion? Seeing none, I'll ask the question. All in favor? That is also passed. We have no post-agenda items. Is there anything in camera? Period. Any questions at all concerning development? Seeing none, I will adjourn the meeting. Thank you, everyone, for your cooperation.